For today's Guilty Pleasure Marathon, I picked Gladiator Girls and Amazons. 6 movies? A whole lot of babes. Let's get straight to it. Here are 3 reasons to watch The Lost Empire. Write them down. Melanie Vince, Revan Delacroix, and Angela Ames. But let me tell you a little about the movie too. Melanie Vince plays LAPD detective Angel Wolf, a tough cop who takes no crap from anyone. Her brother is fatally wounded by ninjas during a jewelry store robbery, and her investigation leads her to one of the Eyes of Avatar. These are 2 mystical stones that can give their owner absolute power when brought together. One of them quietly falls into Angel's handbag. The other is believed to be in the possession of an immortal sorcerer named Lee Chuck, who is connected to cult leader Dr. Sindo. Both roles are played by Angus Scrimm, whom you'll of course remember as the tall man from Phantasm. Sindo recruits women in groups of 3, luring them to his fortress on Golgotha Island with promises of wealth. Once there, they are put through a series of martial arts contests as he builds his own army of trained killers. To get onto the island, Angel has to sign up, and since Sindo only accepts trios, she needs 2 partners. She recruits White Star, a Native American mystic and warrior, and Heather McClure, a blonde convict who is offered parole in exchange for helping. The 3 travel to the island and try to stop Sindo from bringing the stones together and taking over the world. The director was Jim Wynorski, who had already written several movies for Roger Corman, but this was his directorial debut. Apparently, he enjoyed the experience because he would go on to direct more than 100 films. It wasn't one of Corman's productions, though Wynorski did use his studio to build many of the interior and exterior sets. He later recalled that Corman hated the finished film, but acknowledged that the camera had been placed in some very interesting locations and that the girls were pretty. For my part, I'll just add that the acting and effects will quickly let you know this isn't a masterpiece, but it's damn fun, and you can easily find the whole movie on YouTube. Thor and the Amazon Women was an Italian-Yugoslav co-production released in 1963. Its original title translates as The Female Gladiators. In Britain, a censored version was released simply as The Amazon Women. The Black Queen rules a society of Amazon warriors that enslaves captive women and forces them to fight each other in the arena for her entertainment. Anyone who refuses is executed by her guards. One of the captives, Gebel Gore, tells the queen about Thor, a strong man famous throughout the region. Unfortunately for him, a prophecy says that a powerful man could bring about the queen's downfall, so she sends her Amazons to abduct him. Some of the film was shot inside the Postojna cave, in what is now Slovenia. The location apparently wasn't warm. In several scenes, you can see the actress's breath. But don't worry, this didn't persuade anyone to give the Amazons more clothing. The movie tries to combine a muscle man adventure, a gladiator film, a women in prison movie, and a kids adventure. The ingredients don't mix particularly well, and that's putting it lovingly. One critic simply called it about as bad as they come. But the movie is so campy that it's hard to take any of it seriously. Excessive lipstick and bright blue eyeshadow in an ancient setting? Of course. Add clumsy editing, bad acting, and a silly plot, and the movie only becomes more hilarious. The often wildly out-of-place music adds even more to the campiness. Gwendoline is loosely based on the cult adult comic series about Sweet Gwendoline, created by British artist John Willie. The film adaptation was directed by French filmmaker Just Yekin, best known for Emmanuelle, which probably already tells you something. The heroine is played by Tawny Kitaen, whom 1980s rock fans may remember from several Whitesnake videos. Gwendoline arrives in China with her maid Beth, looking for her scientist father, who disappeared while searching for a rare butterfly. They recruit Willard, a soldier of fortune, to guide them deep into the jungle. After escaping from a tribe of cannibals, they finally reach the land of the Yik-Yak. Beth is captured by the women of a lost underground city, forcing Gwendoline and Willard to follow her inside. And if the movie has seemed a little boring up to this point, at least it did to me, This is where things finally become more interesting. The film dives straight into full fetish fantasy, bizarre torture devices, black leather, women fighting in gladiatorial combat, and a tournament whose winner earns the right to claim the captive Willard. Gwendoline disguises herself as one of the local warriors and enters the games. A surprising amount of effort went into these scenes. The sets are impressive, and the movie even stages indoor chariot races with women pulling the chariots. The acting obviously isn't Oscar-worthy, but that would probably feel out of place here anyway. Amazons and Gladiators plays like a cheap, female-led answer to Gladiator. Someone will inevitably tell you that it's terrible and shouldn't exist, but that person obviously won't be me. As a child, Serena watches the corrupt Roman governor Crassus attack her village, kill her parents, and separate her from her sister. 10 years later, she is working as a slave dancer. After killing a Roman senator in self-defense, she escapes and joins a tribe of Amazons led by Queen Zenobia. There, she learns to fight and prepares to take revenge on Crassus. Naturally, their paths eventually lead to a final confrontation in the gladiator arena. The sets look worn, the dialogue is ridiculous, but the film is rarely boring. Our perfectly coiffed, leather-clad heroines put up a very respectable fight, and the whole thing has more energy than its obviously limited budget should allow. History buffs should definitely look elsewhere. Anyone here for shameless early 2000s cheese will probably get exactly what they wanted. Amazons was made as part of Roger Corman's deal with an Argentine film company to produce 9 movies in the country. An evil sorcerer performs a human sacrifice and summons a demonic being to gain supernatural power. 2 Amazon warriors, Diala and Tashi, are sent to find a magical sword that may be able to stop him. Their mission is complicated by an old family conflict, several enemies, and what eventually becomes an almost endless succession of sword fights. There isn't much originality here, but there's no shortage of bikinis or women who somehow keep ending up naked. And when I say they keep ending up naked, I really do mean constantly. And one last thing, unlike so many movie posters that promise more than the film actually delivers, Amazons is completely honest with you.